Really?
Huh?
Steve.
Huh?
We're
Are we actually doing this?
We're rolling?
Oh.
We're rolling.
Oh.
He did the countdown.
He did?
Yeah.
He did the countdown?
Yeah.
Good Lord, man. I'm just out of it today. I had ribs.
Oh,
I had
okay.
ribs for lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we please?
La 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 la. Unique New York. Okay, we rolling?
Yeah.
Should we go? All right.
Are we seriously?
Three, two.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald. More Than the Score. I am your host, Steve Ortman. Alongside me this week, Brenden West.
What's up?
Is this episode over yet? Anyways, no, Brendan's here and we're very excited. We've got state track to talk about. You were very busy down in Des Moines. What is it, the yellow oval?
The blue oval.
Oh, blue oval.
Blue
yes, thank
oval.
you. Blue
Yes.
oval. Gosh, thank goodness I do not do track.
Yeah. Well,
That would be embarrassing.
well, I tell you what, I was a pretty busy guy indeed. We had 3 teams in the area take home team state trophies, which it's been a while since any of our teams have done that. Had that much success overall. So many congrats to the local athletes here in this area. They had a phenomenal track season.
Yeah, and you're talking about teams with bringing home trophies. Cascade girls win again.
What's with the yawn, man? I tell you what, Cascade girls are working on a dynasty here. They won their 4th ever state meet title in girls 2A. The first time they've done it in back-to-back years. And I tell you what, one of the big trends for Cascade is tumbling at the finish line. Their coach says that they work so hard, they put so much effort into all of their races that they literally have nothing left at the finish line. One of the girls that tumbled was actually Rebecca McDermott. She helped Cascade win first place in the 4x the sprint medley, excuse me. This is what Rebecca had to say following her win, and she was a huge part of that Cascade State team title this year.
Through that final stretch, I mean, you're coming down there. It's going to be close. You have a close time to beat there. So take me through those final few steps and what you felt like at the finish line.
Well, going into it, like I said before, my coach was like, it's all going to come down to the last 100, Becca. You have to have strength the last 100. So that's where my mind was. I was like, you have to go. And I knew some other girls can do like 2:14, and my best is a 2:18, like in the open 8. But I've been running like 5, so I was like, oh my God, like all it is in your mind. Your body, you have the ability, you just have to go get it. So coming in after the first 4, I was like, okay, just think about it as a 400. That's all I got left. You gotta go. Sprint it in hard, like kick it in. So when I got to turn the last corner and I could hear everybody and my teammates were scattered around and they're like, you got to go, Becca. And all that's in my head was, you gotta get to the line. And once I locked my eyes in the line, that's all I could see. And just, I think that's why I fell. I don't know, I was pushing so, like all I wanted was the line. So I was pushing myself so hard to get there. And then my head just went under my body.
Yeah, that's not the first time you guys have tumbled at the finish line.
No.
Is that something you guys are coached to do? Or
No.
I mean, it's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. It kind of surprised me when that happened. Actually, I thought I was just going to cross and see my teammates, but then I fell, and then there's just people surrounding me, and I was just like, whoa, what is going on?
This should be a pretty big day for you guys, and it's kind of the start for where Cascade usually takes over in these meets here. So, what does a win like this mean for you guys and the rest of the meet here?
A lot. I just know like any accomplishment we get, we're just proud of ourselves. Just the main thing you can do is be proud of your run, be proud of your race, and I mean winning is just a bonus, and it's just amazing to do that with your teammates. It's just a great feeling inside you, especially seeing all their smiles. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, so McDermott was a huge part of a lot of those state team titles this year. And I don't know if the Cascade Dynasty is honestly going to quite slow down. They return a lot of athletes back. They graduate some key ones, which their coach Tim Frakes said, were the big reason for why they were able to back up their state title this year. But there's so many fantastic athletes there to cover for the Cougars, and many congrats to them. That's a heck of an accomplishment.
Yeah, and now you switch over to the boys' side. Western Dubuque was great all season long, and they capped it off with a trophy down in Des Moines.
Oh yeah, I mean it's so sweet for them. There's so many different athletes there that were huge. Just came up with a huge historical season. I believe their coach Tom Jasper said something like 9 different school records fell for the Bobcats this year. They wrap up their season by winning a state trophy. 3rd place in Class 4A. That's the first time that's ever done in school history. And all season long, I've been talking about the same 4 guys on their sprint relays. That's Greg Bennett, Max Steffen, and Kenny and Brandon Beard. Just look at the resume they put together this year. 2 Drake titles, a host of other medals, and then they finally cap it off with a 4x100 state title in that event. I talked to Greg Bennett, who was their opening leg, and he talks about how much that award, winning that race, really meant to those guys in one of their favorite races.
You guys go out, you expressed some disappointment yesterday in not getting the 4x2, and you said you were a little bit disappointed in the sprint med, so it's got to feel great to be able to come out and do what you guys did in the 4x1.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Just knowing that all the hard work we put in after Drake, not being satisfied with just the Drake relays flag and medals, first place, but really getting a state title over teams that said, oh, we're going to come and beat you guys, do this, do that, and we just showed, and it shows all the hard work we put in.
I know it probably hasn't quite sunk in yet, but can you put this race into perspective yet? I mean,
really, our goal is to get sub 42, and that's going to kind of eat at us getting to 42 flat. But it's awesome just getting 42 flat and breaking another school record.
Yeah,
Coconut Valley, Montezuma.
In particular, 2 Drake titles,
Central
and then you
Lion.
you got a sprint med, 2nd place. You got a runner-up in the 4x2.
Coconut Valley
It seems like you really left it on the table.
Central Lion.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while that, this is our last day running in a Bobcat track uniform, and we just left it all on the track. We didn't take anything for granted. We just left it all out there.
What's the sweetest part about this?
Getting a 1st place medal for my last race.
Yeah.
Instead of getting a runner-up silver, getting the gold.
That was Greg Bennett. He and Max Steffen and the Beard brothers were part of several relay events, and then the Beard brothers were also part of a medal-worthy 4x400 team. But there's so many different athletes that accomplished so much this year. Billy Blaser, of course, the shot putter, he won his state title in the field, beating out Jackson Coker of Cedar Rapids Kennedy. And the Bobcats just scored in a number of different events this year. And, Coach Jasper told me that, they have a lot to be proud of this year, and they really set a new bar for the Bobcats. So it was a heck of a season for them. And once again, congrats.
Yeah, and now let's flip back to the girls' side. You look at the city. Dubuque Wahlert girls, talked a little bit about them. They were able to finish up with 3rd place.
Yeah, Coach Tim Burning said to me earlier this year that he was kind of expecting it to be a little bit of a down year for Wahlert. They graduated so many fantastic athletes from last year, and that team last year was able to clean up with a 3rd place trophy. This year, was a little bit of a mixed bag. They returned some veterans, but a lot of times, they were relying on the younger athletes. And credit to them, they wound up setting 2 records. Both those relay teams included Anna Sherman, Libby Wedewer, Jackie Ganzert, and Bailey Haskin, setting 2 records in those relay events for 1st place titles. A heck of an accomplishment for them. The one senior of the team is Jackie Ganzert. She talked all week about running angry and how much these titles meant to her going out in her senior year.
All right, Jackie. So you mentioned how you were a little bit mad to start off this race. Talk to me about it. Why?
We're number 1 coming in, and we're Jake champs, and
we're supposed to win it. That pressure was on us, I know it was, and hearing that Benson ran 142, something in our PR is 142, makes you run a little bit faster, and we had a goal. Our goal, we didn't actually completely meet, but we're state champs, so we can't really be mad about it.
Yeah, absolutely, especially your senior year. There's your relay runners. Senior year, you know, last year was a little bit of heartbreak. This year, you're obviously able to accomplish it. So, take me through it. Like, how much more special does that make it, especially given what happened last year?
It's awesome. I mean, my last week of school, and then everyone asked me, you know, is it hitting you yet? Are you going to miss it? And I'm like, no, I think I'm good. But on the way here to this afternoon, I was like, oh gosh, guys, like it's starting to hit me. I think I'm going to miss this. And then that brought a lot of, almost some tears, but definitely some energy with it.
Awesome. Well, you're a state champion now. Congrats.
Thank you.
Once again, congratulations to Wahlert. Heck of an accomplishment. That's 2 straight years now that they've won third place trophies, and you know, that dynasty, like Cascade, looks to continue. You know, they return a lot of veterans, a lot of great young athletes stepped up for them this year, and I guess we'll just kind of see. And that's not to forget some of the other great performances. We had the Dubuque Senior Girls Sprint Relays. They accomplished so much this season, winning a couple medals down there. We had Clayton Ridge's Haley Heitman. She won first place in the 200, finished really high in another race. You know, just Beckman, Mark Brown, he won first place in the 400 hurdles for the boys. So there just really is so much great athleticism down there. And when you're down at state in Des Moines there, I mean, the kids are so humble, so appreciative. It's one of the purest things I've ever had the pleasure of covering, and just such a model of sportsmanship and just pure athleticism down there. It's really a great event, and once again, I enjoyed covering it this year.
So you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I really
Okay.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good. That's good to know. Well, I have to say, Brenden, I'm sad these last 2 episodes are coming to an end. Talking track, because you know why I like these episodes?
Why is
You
that?
do so much talking. I just get to sit here like a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you know
Yeah.
how much I like to talk.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we all really love it around the
Yeah,
office.
yeah, I know, and that's why I do it so much.
Okay, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Telegraph Herald. More than the score. I'm your host, Steve Ortman. He's Brenden West, and we'll catch you next week.